Young men playing with guns. What the fuck are we doing here? Baby, I can see too clearly, fires in my eyes. Mothers torn from their sons. Letters that never will come. Anger rising, nowhere to turn. Burn this fucking village. I just want to go back home. Charlie, there's no VC. Charlie, there's no VC. Charlie, there's no VC. Days don't pass without them haunting me. I can't give you answers, only a sweet melody.
Welcome to Defects and Rejects. My name's Jesse. Kicking off the show, we had Devil's Witches with Charlie Got Me Killin'. That's what that song was called. That whole EP is written from the perspective of a Vietnam soldier, and it's an absolutely gut-wrenching EP. And they're actually like a doom band. That's what's so weird about it. After that, we had Creep Status with Hold It Down. And from Creep Status, as well as Sonic Vomit and many other projects, today we have Anthony Soto joining us. What's up, dude?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me today. Appreciate it.
Right on. So, recently, you got to go to a show that I didn't get to go to, that I wanted to go to. and I'm pretty jealous of this one. But you got to go see Dead Cross, Patton in the flesh.
Oh, dude, you don't even know how amazing that was. I mean, I was dead center the whole time. Patton just screaming, like right when they started, he just fucking threw himself did a flip right in front of everyone, right dead center, and I just caught his foot to the face. So that was
definitely not acting his age.
No, he was crazy, dude. He was acting like his shit from the fucking early 90s for sure.
That's crazy. Like, I was wondering, because this has got to be one of the most aggressive, or at least fast-paced projects he's been in, right?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, like, as far as studio recordings go, I mean, the way that they blend just extreme thrash with, like, Phantomus type
well, then you
beats
throw Justin Pearson into the mix.
Dude, they got the whole the Locust.
His bass sound, like, what he does with a bass is just incredible. Like, in Head Wound City, it was ridiculous. It's just this, I don't even know what he's using. It's this crazy, fuzzy, distorted, machine-like bass work.
Oh man, live too. Like, the whole time he had that whole box set up, and like the acrylic bass itself was just making everything like amazing as it was. And you got Lombardo just going to town, dude. That dude is crazy. Awesome. That was the third time I've seen him, and I still have never seen Slayer, and that's sad to say. I know.
See, I'm not even a big Slayer fan necessarily, but I saw Slayer, I think the tour before the original lineup split up. So I saw him with Lombardo and Jeff and everything, opening for Motorhead and Slipknot.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
lineup.
that was a good show. Well, that was Fiddlers. That was Mayhem.
Dang.
Mayhem. Anthrax, Slayer, Motorhead, and Slipknot. And they put Anthrax.
That is a crazy lineup.
They put Anthrax on this little side stage.
What?
And put Devil Wears Prada on the main stage before Motorhead.
It's weak.
I was like, that was weak.
That's weak.
That was some bullshit. And then you took your kiddo to see Aquabats.
Yeah, dude. Me and my lady Randy, we took Zarin there a couple weeks ago. I mean, that show was crazy too, because like there was just so many kids, and of course parents, and then all these old school like punk rock dudes, and like we were up front the whole time watching it, and like they were getting crazy up front there for a minute there, and even like the bat commander to say, hey, you guys got to like calm down a bit. There's like 5-year-olds trying to hang out, have a good time. But no, it's cool, man. That was one of the funnest shows I'd ever seen. And Zarin was loving it. He, was just in awe, of course, watching their TV show.
Yeah.
As a little kid, I mean, that's something amazing. And
that show was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I enjoy the hell out of that show.
Oh, of course, man.
So, like we did the last time we had a guest, Anthony brought a few bands with him to check out on this show. So I think the first band we're doing is Muscle Beach, right?
Yeah, these guys are awesome. They're really cool. They're from Denver. They're some of the most unique sounding like 3-piece individuals for sure. They blend a mixture of like crazy heavy surf rock with like post-hardcore, really screechy vocals. Like a lot of their stuff reminded me of like the early Blood Brothers type material. And what's funny is these guys even got to open up for Head Wound City, I think last year.
Yeah, and I was
Denver.
at that show.
See, and I didn't get to go to that show.
We almost missed it because there was a blizzard the night before, and I didn't even hear about the show. I went to see Prayers at Larimer Lounge, and there was a Head Wound City flyer, and I called David and was like, "We're going."
Yeah,
because we didn't even know they'd gotten back together. Because my like biggest guitar influence of all time is Nick Zinner from the Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's so crazy how he's in that, and then he's in Head Wound City, and like so
me and
different.
David got there so early, we ended up meeting all of them.
Dude, that's tight.
Nick Zinner was like so cool, like, but you were kind of like totally intimidated by him. He's like 4 foot tall, but he's just like one of those guys for me that I just didn't know what to say to him. I saw him at the end of the bar, and he was by himself, and he was like on his phone or something. Talked to him for like 2 minutes. Like, hey man, I'm super excited for the show. Blah 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 blah. I probably made a total nerd out of myself. And then me and David are sitting at the bar, and Gabe Serbian and Justin Pearson walk up. And then we just end up sitting there and talking to those guys. And then David and Serbian end up outside for like an hour and a half just talking about their daughters. And I'm sitting inside just like 10 feet away from Nick Zinner, just like freaking out.
Yeah, dude. No, I'm sure even meeting Pearson itself was awesome. I mean,
well, and Blood Brothers were like one of my favorite bands ever growing up too. You know, Crimes is one of the best records of the last probably 20 years in my opinion. Like, I really genuinely love that band. And the first Headwind City stuff was great. All that 3-1G stuff is great.
oh yeah, totally.
You know? So when we saw Muscle Beach open that show, I hadn't seen them yet. And they were such a good fit. And I was like, man, these guys are like a 3-1G band. They would be so great on that label.
Perfect, dude. I mean, these guys, you know, they've been doing a lot the past couple years, and it's funny because I didn't even know they were from Denver at first. I was just like on Bandcamp looking up music originally, and before they had come out with their most recent album, they had a single out, and it was just cool. Like, I was like, damn, I was just looking up new music, and I came across, you know, I just put in like post-hardcore or just like weird surf music, and they came up, and they, I just saw that they were from Denver, and, you know, I kind of was just getting into their sound. It's like, damn, these guys are super cool. And they had a song called Smooch Booth I was really, really, really into. And they actually, on their newest album that they put out about a year or two ago, they actually I think
that's the last track on the album.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a killer track. It's crazy. It's intense. My friend Justin, he's the vocalist and the guitar player. He just has this really crazy, unique, screechy voice that's awesome, and it's still like really melodic.
Just their personalities too.
Oh, yeah,
like
no.
they're the goofiest bunch of guys, but they're
so nice,
they're hilarious to be around. They're super cool.
And that's how I originally got to get a hold of them, to start, you know, hitting them up and, you know, becoming good friends with these guys. Booked them a couple times in Pueblo. Through Derek, the bass player. He's a sweetheart. That guy is awesome. I actually just saw him at that Dead Cross show recently, and saying we want to do a split together, hopefully soon, with them and Sonic Vomit, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
That'd be great.
You hear that, fellas? And then, of course, Roy, the drummer. He's an absolute awesome guy. Crazy sick drummer.
Good drummer.
Yeah.
What song do you want to play?
I actually wanted to play that song, Smooch Booth. The everyone out there really just needs to hear that track. This is awesome.
All right, that was Nightmare Air with their song Escape. Before that, we had Denver's own Muscle Beach with their song Smooch Booth.
Yeah,
Good pick.
Yeah, thanks, man. Those guys are really awesome. And just real quick, they are recording their second full length, and hopefully that should be done real soon, and you get to enjoy more of that.
So, before we went into that, we were talking about the Dead Cross show.
Yeah.
So, you ran into a pretty surprising individual at that show.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. It was super random too, and I gotta thank my friend Lacey for that one, because like I was just kind of like hanging out with them like right after the show with her and her boyfriend Max, and they had said, "Dude, Soto, look over there, like to your left." And I'm like, "What's up?" And they're like, "Dude, it's fucking Mastodon drummer, like Brown Taylor."
No shit.
Dude, I was like, "What? No fucking way!" I was like, "Oh, just kind of peering through," because he had like his hood on for a second there, and like he blended in really well. You could just tell. But I didn't even realize that. I guess Mastodon had played that like high desert.
Did that already happen? That high elevation
Yeah,
festival?
the high elevation. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
That was, I think, the same night as Dead Cross was.
Gee.
I think it was, but I had heard anyway. Like I don't know. He just went to go watch that show, and I was like, I went up a little bit closer, and I was like, oh shit. I went up to him, and was like, kind of pointed at him in like non-awkward ways, like, Brand? He's like, he just like nodded and he's like picture. He's like, yeah. Like we just took like a picture that it was like the funniest selfie. We looked like we were best friends.
No, yeah, no, it's
we
like
knew
the
each other.
greatest picture ever. I saw that
Dude.
picture like I woke up and that's the first thing I saw that day, and I was like, what the hell?
Dude, it was like the most fucking random thing.
Did you get to talk to him at all, or
just real
was he
quick?
cool,
Yeah,
or-
he was super nice. I mean, we just kind of, just real quick, I just said, "What's up?" Thought he was an awesome drummer. Told him I was a drummer too, and I hope he has a good tour or whatever.
Who'd you bring next?
Actually, this next band is from Albuquerque, New Mexico. They're more along the lines of like a hardcore beatdown style band. Some really good friends I ended up making with these dudes. Real cool guys. I booked them back in April. Actually, it was on 420. It was a 420 show at the Rainbow. And of course, everyone was all lit and having a good time. But I got through hold of them through some of the SK crew, all those guys. And they had hit me up to see if we could get them on a show with Scepter and Mecha Mache. And it was actually really cool. They blew my mind, for especially a newer hardcore band, up and coming. These guys sound great. They're pissed. Like, you just don't want to be in their way. They'll seriously fuck you up, you know what I mean? But yeah, if you really want to like hear some good shit, like, and heavy, these guys are doing it. And what's amazing is they've already put out 2 EPs within this year already. And the track I picked is actually off of their latest one. It's called Counting Coop, and yeah, you should check this.
was Horsehead out of Phoenix, Arizona. Their song Inferno. They've got an album out on Bandcamp called Terminal. Definitely recommend it. It's actually an EP. All 4 tracks are really good. Before that, we had Honorable Death out of New Mexico.
Albuquerque, yeah.
Cool. I really dug those guys. That guy's got a good voice for that kind of music.
Yeah, that's Dylan. And he was the one who actually, gave me the permission to use a track. But all those guys are really cool. Sky, Eric, Kevin, you guys, thank you again for letting me use that. They actually got a show coming up, looks like Sunday, October 29th at the Wagon Wheel in Albuquerque, New Mexico. They're going to be opening for No Altars and Karma and with a bunch of other cool hardcore bands. I mean, it's a free show, and it starts around like 6 or 7, I think. So if you like what you heard, everyone check them out. My band Sonic Vomit played with them a couple months ago when we were on tour in Albuquerque, and, like they just blow you away. Heavy shit.
Right on. So we used to play in a band together for a while.
That's right.
And when we were jamming a lot, a big band we used to listen to a lot, that we attempted to cover a couple times, was Choking Victim.
Yep.
And then we got the opportunity to go to the Choking Victim reunion where they did No Gods, No Managers
God.
in its entirety at the Gothic on election
Such an amazing
night.
show.
On
Such
election
an amazing
night.
show.
Like, the energy of that show, everyone was kind of in a weird state of panic and pissed off that night. Because we just found out who the president was going to be. And we're at a Choking Victim show. Like, what?
It was...
And we had, like, the best spot in the house, dude. We were right on that rail, right above the pit. Like...
And, dude, like, just seeing that, and then, of course, growing up hearing that. I mean, you were the one that showed me that band, so, like, that was even cooler. Is like, just going to that and experience it, I mean... Something like that, I would have never actually even thought that I would ever see that band.
No, me neither. I thought I would have seen Leftover Crack, which I actually haven't seen Leftover Crack.
I did actually get to see them at Riot Fest last year, and they fucking killed it too.
Well, he's an incredible performer in general.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even Star fucking Hipsters, in my opinion, I dig that band.
Some
people don't.
really
Some
like
people
them
don't.
that much. And I think me and you have talked about this before.
No, I get why. I really didn't like them at first. It grew on me.
I know it's an acquired taste, but I've tried to listen to them a few times since then.
Now, have you heard that latest Leftover Crack record, that Constructs of the State?
No, I don't.
I gotta loan you that.
Okay.
It's damn good. In my opinion, I feel like Fuck World Trade was...
Of course, that's going to go down as like one of the classics for sure.
And I've got that on double LP too. But Nikki Got Me. I heard like the first couple songs off that new Leftover Crack. They've got Jesse Michaels from Op Ivy on it.
Yeah.
Singing.
Yeah.
And I dug that, but I felt like I heard the record on iTunes or something, and it didn't catch me. Mm-hmm. Well, she bought it for me for Christmas. And when I listened to it on vinyl, it's like it was mastered differently or something.
Dude,
it is so good. Like, it, in my opinion, is up there with either one of those first 2 records.
Let me just say this. I just think everyone should always just listen to music like on vinyl.
Not to sound like a hipster, man, but it's true.
That's just me, dude. Like,
it's true.
That's the best way it sounds.
It brings it to life.
Especially like if you're chilling. I was just playing board games with my family last night. We were just chilling down, listening to like fucking the Doors and shit like that on a vinyl. And it's just good time.
It's it feels more alive. It feels like it feels like it's in the room with you.
Yeah, totally.
It's physical. It's I'm definitely glad it's become trendy. I hate to say that, but I'm glad because we can get it. And it's saving indie bands.
Yeah,
it is. Sure. Because if you can come up with the money to get the vinyl made, then your profit margin is so great. Because they come out to like $250, $275 a record.
Yeah, dude.
You sell them for $10 to $15, your profit margin is great. Mm-hmm. It's saving indie bands on tour.
I'm like, that's my goal. Like, hopefully it's just to make some kind of vinyl with one of my bands.
I just want to put out some vinyl. Like, even if I end up with 500 of them in my closet.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, because even
want to be able to say I did it.
Even doing the cassettes, like that was a cool accomplishment. And God, that fucking was That took forever to do that. Yep.
I've actually got my Creep Status Death Bros cassette sitting right here on my desk. So next you brought another one of our hometown guys, right?
Yeah, this next artist is Mecha Mache from Pueblo. He's a good guy. His real name is Taylor Litton. It's a one-man band. He plays guitar and then programs all of his instrumentals in the background. He does them live and he does studio recordings. But this dude shreds. Real good friend of mine, and he's actually my bass player in one of my other bands, Sonic Vomit, also. But this is his other band, and he shreds.
He's just one of the sweetest guys ever. I want to point out.
Yeah, no, he's dope.
Taylor's always been awesome.
He's been a great guy, fucking awesome skateboarder. He even does like turntables, scratches, all that.
And it takes a lot to do shows by yourself.
Yeah,
like that's difficult.
It is. It's hard work, and they're just all the other bands too. One-man bands are sick, dude. I think they're even sometimes better with some of the shit because they're going at it alone, and his stage presence is just sick, and he's crazy guitar licks, a lot of Buckethead influence, Paul Gilbert in there.
Did he go with you to Buckethead at Black Sheep?
Yeah, we all went, me, him, Barrett, pretty much all the Sonic Vomit dudes went to that, and a couple other homies, and we got to see Buckethead, like, just crazy wail on stage at the Black Sheep. It was a great show, and he actually had Brain, the old Primus drummer, who did like the Anti-Pop and Brown album releases with them. He was on tour with him, and he had a bass player too.
Is he still playing those big ass snare drums? Or bass drums, I mean?
He didn't actually like have a crazy huge set with them when we saw him, but he did have a pretty cool like just everything. But they were awesome. They were so good live, and it was cool. It was cool just to go see that with all my some of my best friends, closest band members, and all those dudes. Like it was a good show, and it's cool because Tay, he, like I said, one of the coolest guitar players, bass players. And as far as like he just programs his music, he has a really cool track. He like backing tracks with these cool video. Like he'll play live, and he'll have a TV set up, and in the background he's just playing like a bunch of horror movies or crazy
Power Rangers,
weird Power Rangers. Fucking, I know he did a cool ass fucking Cannibal Holocaust theme, like cover with that, and I don't know, it was awesome. But this track that I picked, and I asked him, it's called Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and it's pretty awesome.
building.
Raiden's Hat by Sonic Vomit. Anthony's other band, which also features Taylor from the previous band, Mecha Mache, with Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Yeah.
That's a riff, man.
Yeah.
That's a riff.
Like I said, Mecha Mache's dope, dude. He shreds. He's opened up for Chuck Mosley, who used to be in Faith No More, and he even opened up for that one guy who, I saw that at Brews, and that was an amazing show too.
Didn't Mosley stay at your house?
Yeah, that was a very interesting night. Very, very interesting night. He's a sweet guy, by the way, Chuck. You're awesome. But Mecha Mache actually has a cool show coming up at the Rainbow Bar here in town, October 25th. It's a free show. That's with this really cool, awesome, like mathcore band, Kanaima. They're on tour. They're from Denver, and the other locals are Privis Lex. And they're a newer band too that just came out. But everyone should go check that show out if you get a chance. Rainbow Bar, October 25th.
The Rainbow's just a good place to check out shows or comedy or anything in general.
Dude,
everyone there's always super cool. And
if it wasn't for Justin, like just taking care of all the bands and comedians and a lot of the entertainment that goes through there, like a lot of us heavier bands, like we would not have a place to play locally.
Well, once Phil's went in the toilet and turned into whatever the hell it's supposed to be now.
Yeah, I don't even know what the hell that is, but I definitely do thank Justin for keeping it going, and us bands staying true, trying to keep everything going in our scene. Between me and Sword and him, we try to bring a lot of cool stuff through there. I mean, specifically Sword, works his ass off bringing through a lot of those bands through there, and I definitely do help my fair share, but those guys are what really brings in a lot of the
how many shows over any of these past venues would have happened without Sword?
Right, exactly.
Who else in this town has a PA and the time and the well, I mean, more than anything, who has the love for it enough to put up with all the shit you got to put up with being Sword?
Exactly. And a guy plays in a million bands also, and he's a good guy, good father. He's a great sound guy. He always puts up with everyone's fucking shit. But in the end, he is a sweetheart. I do play in a band with him too, and with all that, he's around sound for a lot of Sonic Vomit shows. Even that, we thank him all the time for that.
Yeah, and I'm hoping he's supposed to come on the show.
Yeah,
we're
see
hoping.
You out here, Sword.
We're hoping. So,
the Rainbow has some really awesome shows. I think this month is one of the busiest right now, especially because they got fucking the Mentors coming this next week, and
yeah, I can't believe that.
I can't believe that either.
Nuts.
It's gonna be an interesting show.
Who's on that bill?
That's with the Dead End, and I think Counting Constellations. They're opening 2 locals. Yeah, I know. Interesting, right?
Yeah, you guys didn't see the face I just made. No, not a diss at whatsoever. I'm not saying anything bad about that band at all. Just for the record, it's an incredible band.
Yeah,
just
interesting lineup
choice.
Yeah,
interesting, very interesting. But that's this town.
Yeah,
the
lineups,
for sure. Especially at the Rainbow, are always all over the place.
Good stuff.
And that's
man.
great.
Yeah, and then with Sonic Vomit, we're playing one of those shows next Friday, October 20th. That's going to be with the Kaiju, who's a crazy instrumental surf punk, just madness. They wear a bunch of these kabuki masks and they just rage. They light their drum sets on fire and all this other crazy shit. But it's cool, and I'm pretty excited. That show's with Piojos and Giardia from Denver also, and and with that, I'm just glad Sonic Vomit gets to play on that.
I just heard Giardia for the first time yesterday.
Those guys are fucking crazy.
It or not, Xander came over yesterday and was like, "You have to hear this band.
They're awesome. They're jazz fusion metal."
I heard they're a 3-piece now, but I heard them as a 2-piece. I watched some live videos on YouTube yesterday. Yeah,
their 3-piece action's sick, and they're playing that show too.
Nice.
I'm pretty excited about that, and thanks for playing that track though. It's from Sonic Vomit. Definitely, with that, we're gonna hopefully be recording soon. We've written a few songs since Taylor's gotten back in the band on bass, and we hope to put out a split, hopefully, with, like I said earlier, Muscle Beach, or even our friends out in LA, Action Friend. Everybody should check them out too.
One thing I would like to point out, being that you said Taylor's back in the band, so you guys have been a band for a ridiculously long time now, because my first show with my first shitty, terrible punk band was with you guys in Canyon City at the FOE.
Damn my A's, bud.
God damn it. Anyway,
I remember that.
yeah, which was fun. Everyone's got that first band. But I remember we were all hanging out in the park after school, and this like Range Rover looking vehicle rolls up with all these dudes, right? And so we all lived in Canyon. You know how weird it was to see anything even remotely punk rock in Canyon at that point in time? Like, we got chased home for having mohawks and shit. And then these dudes roll up.
It's definitely a sketch
Soto's
city.
Soto's got a Misfits hat. And I'm like, that dude's got a Misfits hat. And you and Barrett, I think, jump out and start handing out flyers at the park. And we're like, hey, we're on this bill with you guys. We were like super excited. And then I just remember seeing you guys that night for the first time and just going, damn, where do I find a drummer like that guy? Like where do you find that drummer? Like, there's no drummers like that around here.
Tooting that horn, bud.
That was 2007.
Yeah, man.
That was
and
February of 2007.
even then too, like we started shit back in
Taylor was in the
2006.
band at that point, wasn't he?
Well, we started
I remember
the band.
meeting him at the FOE.
We started it back in like August 2006. Like, I remember right before the senior year of my high school or whatever. And Taylor, we'd only played a few shows, and then Taylor had joined probably, I want to say, around that December, like, of 2006 or whatever, right before we started going out and playing Canyon City and all
Gotcha.
that. Yeah. But yeah, man, we've been a band for damn near 11 years. We've been through a few different lineups, but I'd say at its peak, like the core lineup with me, Barrett, and Taylor, it's definitely some of the best shit we've been writing lately.
Creep Status is like on what, 5 years?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Since
5
like
years.
2012, a little over 12
9
years,
million
or
lineups
5 years.
too.
Yeah, man, that band has been through a lot of
you guys
people.
have got such a solid lineup now, though.
Yeah, no, it's awesome, man. We are hoping to, finish our full length. We're only got about 3 more to write, and we'll have something out then too. But even then, it's going to be awesome when it does come out.
Yeah, right on. So we've got an event coming up at the, I mentioned this last show, but we've got an event coming up October 29th at the Eastside Skate Park here in Pueblo, Colorado. It's like a skate I'm going to forget a bunch of stuff because I'm not looking at it, but it's like a skate competition, a costume contest. There's going to be bands and music and like story time for the kids. Like there's a lot going on, but we've got a booth and we'll be handing out some free stickers and cards and stuff and just listening to some music. But we're going to be giving out free coffee and cocoa at that event.
That's tight.
Just to do it.
I love.
So lots of coffee
Cocoa.
and cocoa. So come get your.
But not
come
as
get
much as I love coffee.
Yeah, me neither.
That coffee was pretty good that you gave me.
Yeah, good.
Really good.
Good. So definitely come check that out. Come get some coffee, get some free stickers. I'm a little pissed at the sticker company because I feel like I got scammed. I thought I bought some 3x3 inch stickers, and they're 3x3 centimeters.
These are actually pretty legit little stickers, though, because you could just like you could just deface anything you want with all these. You could just put it all over a little payphone or something. Or
There you
wait, do
go.
payphones even exist still?
I don't know. I think I see them like in small towns, like mountain towns. But yeah. But I got like 1,000 of those for like $50.
These are sick.
Yeah.
What company did you go through?
U printing or something like that.
I gotta get some of these.
Yeah.
That's one thing we never make as bands is like stickers.
Yeah. I figured I'm hoping, don't deface the places you like, but if you want to go deface some places with our stickers, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
I'm
sure.
I'm all for that. Well, anyway, we're going to close out the show with Anthony's third band, which he's in with Mike Sword that we've talked about, which will hopefully be coming on the show. And like I said, I have no problem playing extremely long doom metal songs on this show because no one else is going to do it. So
It's a very long song, but if you definitely partake in that devil lettuce, it's a good track to do that too.
yeah. So check out the show on iTunes, YouTube. Please subscribe. That helps us get out to more listeners. Check out the website, www.defectsandrejects.com. You can email us at defectsandrejects@gmail.com. So definitely let us know what you think about the show. If you got bands you like or you have a band, send us some stuff. I try to play whatever I can, whenever I can, and I'm already starting to put together music for season 2. So send me that stuff. So closing out the show, we've got Ashes of the Ancient.
Thanks again for having me, Jesse.
Yeah, right on, Anthony. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, for sure.
Good night.
Good night.